Hi there, my name is Ashley Elizabeth, and I am the Dungeon Master for Campaign Voyage on Fayfinders. So I'm going to be taking you through the world in which we start in, as some of the players have decided to use its history into their backstory, and I want to make sure that people listening are not confused about things that come up. I wrote this world for a previous campaign that my friends and I played through, and I just decided, hey, let's just start here. There's no harm in doing that. We start on the continent of Swinton, which is made up of 5 countries. There is Real, Perth, Anglesey, Tath, and the one that's most important and only important to this is Alva. Alva was plunged into a 5-year-long civil war that, the other countries did not want to help in. They shut their borders and were like, tell us when you're done, have fun. So the way this civil war started was one of the factions of Alva. Alva's made up of 4 factions that kind of have their own little areas and have their own forms of government, and they just kind of all work together and do their own thing. So one of the factions, More Hollow, had a coup d'etat in which this evil guy named Edge Crow came in and just swooped in into a dictatorship and brought his army, the Veil of Death, and it was very sinister and all that. Grindrest, one of the other factions, was mostly leading the charge against Edge Crow, and the other 2 factions, which was Mythvane was kind of like, oh, here, have some soldiers, ta-ta, and Refwick was like, chill, we don't care, we're on the other side of the country, we're cool, we don't really care. There was kind of this, there was a lot of politics going on. So this next bit of information involves my previous campaign, because their whole thing was that they ended the Civil War. So here comes the Founding Fathers! That's what they called themselves. They were an adventuring group for hire that ended up just getting in the middle of the Civil War. And there was a lot of, there was a lot going on that does not need to be said over this. But basically, they took down Edge Crow and freed the country and helped put New Power in charge. Unfortunately, all the Brine-Rest Council was killed off, along with the sister queens of Mythvane. Refwick turned out to be on Edge Crow's side. So basically, there's no surviving government other than Mythvane, because there was an heir, which is Lady Sabine. I love her. And then there's this hidden underground empire of gnomes that rise to the surface, and we're like, we're gonna take this guy down, and they help the Founding Fathers take Edge Crow down. So they formed a new form of government, which I'm not really sure what I made this out to be. I don't really know if this has a name, but it's like Lady Sabine, who became Queen Sabine, and Emperor Kismic of the Gnomon Empire join forces to do a co-monarchy. I think that's kind of how I was imagining it. So they rule over the land together. So the Founding Fathers saved the day, created a peaceful nation, all starting out anew, which means they had to make new treaties with the other countries, since they were a totally new thing, which means that they're kind of neutral ground. There are no official new laws or anything, which is where pirates and criminals start to come in and chill out until things get figured out. So that's kind of how everyone got to Refwick at the beginning of the campaign. I hope this cleared things up for you for in the future of listening to the podcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'm so excited for the first episode to be released on May 15th, and we will see you then.